and welcome to Tori Talks TV. This is our Fab 5. And today's Fab 5 is pretty special. It is our top 5 best scenes from Game of Thrones Season 2. How exciting. This is going to be fun.
I know.
Yeah.
Lots of great scenes to choose from.
Yeah, how did we narrow it down?
It was tough.
I don't know, but we had to.
Yeah.
So we hope you all agree. Let's get started.
Okay.
I'm going to go first with my number 5. So my number 5 is at the Battle of Blackwater. So it's in episode 9 called Blackwater. So this is when Tywin Lannister's forces show up with the Tyrells at the last minute to save King's Landing from Stannis Baratheon. So it was just one of those, okay, because I was a little perplexed because, like, I don't, like, love the, you know, like, Cersei and all that, and, like, it's weird to, like, I don't know who to root for, but I definitely didn't want my sweet Tyrion to get hurt.
True.
So, I don't hate Stannis, I don't love him, but yeah, so it was just a huge moment when, like, you think they're about to go, and that's it, they're dead, you know, Tyrion gets slashed, and you're like, and then Cersei's all ready to give the poison to her son. She's like, hey, this is it. But nope, they come in there and they save the day. Because I didn't expect that. So yeah, right.
Just got
it was like,
again.
It was moving. Yeah, it was really powerful.
And
so
when you see him get slashed across the face and all the blood's coming out, you don't really know, like, how serious it is.
I know, I thought he, like, died. It looked pretty bad. Yeah. So because it was such a big moment, that's one of my favorite scenes.
Yes.
So how about you? What's your number 5?
Okay, so this one isn't a big moment. It's like a tiny little detail, but Game of Thrones is so good at throwing in these tiny little details. I couldn't actually show a picture because I don't think it would be suitable.
Oh.
But it's a scene in Littlefinger's brothel when Roz is really depressed. There's chaos because she won't go service someone. So he just takes the nearest person, wipes the semen off her mouth, and sends her to go service another person.
Oh, wow, I do remember that.
I just, like, it's not like this crazy, amazing war scene or anything, but it's like, whoa.
Well, it's memorable for sure.
You went there, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I put it at number 5 so we can talk about it and move on.
And then we just move on. Okay.
Yes.
Well, with that being said, let's move on.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to talk about number 4. So my number 4 is between Tywin and Arya. It's from episode 6, The Old Gods and the New. So there were plenty of scenes between the two of them because, you know, now she's like kind of working for him. But I thought it was kind of cute, and I don't want to like him, but, like, he was pretty cool to her, kind of like a father figure to her in some ways, you know. But the specific scene I'm talking about is when he asks her about, he asked her something and she's like, oh, my father taught me, and he's like, oh, is your father alive? She's like, no, and he's like, well, what killed him? And she's like, loyalty. So anyway, I was like, oh, I don't know, it's just any scene with the two of them, but, like, that specific scene was really memorable because you think Tywin Lannister is, like, just a total evil or whatever, but he was kind of sweet with her.
He's fond of her.
Yeah, definitely.
I know.
So that's my number 4.
Okay.
And you? What is your
My number 4 is a scene with Cersei and Lord Baelish, and it's when they're in the courtyard and she has her 4 city watchmen near her, and he says to her, prominent families often forget a simple truth. Knowledge is power. And then she, like, has them, like, almost kill him, and then she, like, every word she says, they do it on command, and then she has them back off and, like, close their eyes, and then she goes, power is power. Oh, I got goosebumps again.
I remember that too. And watching this over again, I was like, I don't remember
amazing.
That. Yeah.
Like, I was like, whoa, she's scary.
It was powerful.
Powerful.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
It was.
And he was scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She scares me.
She's scary.
Okay, so my number 3 is when the Hound saves Sansa. So, I mean, he obviously has saved her before, but specifically I'm talking about episode 6 from season 2, also called The Old Gods and the New. So, you remember there was chaos going on with Joffrey and everything, the people in the streets, and then Sansa's obviously trying to escape, and then, like, these really creepy, weirdo jerk guys, like, kind of just, like, trap her and are obviously going to do, like, really bad things to her. I think we know what they're going to do to her. And then here comes the Hound to save the day. And then he saves her. And he so sweet and affectionately calls her little bird.
I love when he calls her little bird.
I know. And it's nice to know that besides Tyrion, somebody else is, like, looking out for Sansa over there in King's Landing.
Well, Joffrey was just like, let her die.
Yeah. He didn't seem to care what was going to happen
care.
with him. Yeah, so, and you know, the Hound, I've always actually really liked the Hound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he was traumatized by his brother, the Mountain.
Yeah, exactly.
So we always kind of have sympathy for him because of that, even though he's a little scary.
He's a little rough around the edges.
Yeah, it's rough.
But I still love him,
Yeah.
and I love him even more that he saved our Sansa.
Yes.
Oh, okay, so let's move on to your number 3.
My number 3 is in episode 10, when Dany's dragons kill for the first time. They kill the warlock Pri when she's like in her handcuffs and they like breathe fire.
Big moment.
That was a huge moment.
Big moment.
Yeah,
good one.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Because we then see like the power that these dragons have, and they're just little babies at this point.
I know. It even has babies.
Cute little babies.
Yeah, exactly. They still because you know you're like, what's gonna happen? But yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, Dany comes
Yes.
through in her dragons.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a really, really good one. Very memorable.
Yes.
All right, so we're going on to number 2. We're getting so close. Number 1. Okay, so my number 2 is when Tyrion slaps Joffrey for like the second time.
Yes.
I just love any moment where we can beat him down a little
Yes.
bit. A little jerk that he is.
Mhm.
So this is again from episode 6 called The Old Gods and the New. So again, when there's that chaos happening and Joffrey freaks out because somebody threw manure at his face. Oh my god, diva. Anyway, so Tyrion's trying to talk some sense into his nephew, like, you know, what are you doing? Because he really doesn't care. He's like, kill them all, kill everybody else. And he's like, what are you doing? You need your uncle back, you weirdo. So he slaps him.
So good.
And it's just like, you just feel like, yes, like, because he deserves it so much, obviously. So, yeah, that's my number 2 favorite scene
That's a good one.
of all of season 2.
That almost made my list. Too.
Really? Okay.
That's a good
Well,
one.
speaking of which, what's your number 2?
Number 2 for me was also from episode 9, the Blackwater battle, except it was the actual wildfire scene. When you see the spectacle of like that lone ship, and they're like, why is there just one ship? What's going on? And then you see kind of the liquid in the water, and you're like, oh crap.
Oh,
I
yeah.
got goosebumps again.
Forgot
and then
about
it just like, they light it up, people.
Yeah.
It is pretty awe-inspiring, but in a scary way.
But in a really good and exciting way. Exhilarating.
Yeah.
No, I know. Look at that image.
It's like so cinematic. It's just like, boom.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. So, we're down to our number 1.
Oh, number 1.
Okay, I'm going to reveal mine now.
Okay.
Everybody. My number 1 best scene, season 2,
Mm-hmm.
is when Jon and Ygritte are talking, and she utters the super famous line, "You know nothing, Jon Snow." I'm a sucker for a love story, and especially this love story, which at this point you don't know there's going to be a love story, but I could sense the chemistry between the two of them.
Yeah.
But I just like her charisma, and I like that, like, you know, she's trying to like school him and be like, you know, remember this is like kind of like the race when she's talking about like sex or whatever.
Yeah.
She's like, you don't know how to, and he's like, I know. And then she's like, you know nothing, Jon Snow. Anyway, because they're like the cutest couple ever that hasn't actually happened yet, that is why it's number 1. And because obviously she says
funny.
that.
For
Yeah.
how she messes
She's
with him.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like her. Yeah. So that's it. Oh, I'm excited to hear your number 1. You ready
Okay.
to reveal it?
Yes.
Okay.
My number 1 is from the very last scene of the very last episode, episode 10, where Sam sees the army of the White Walkers.
Oh, scary.
Oh, dang, look at him.
Oh my gosh. And he looks over at
He's
him,
like,
but why didn't he do anything to
It's
him?
not, well, I don't know. That's the, like, final scene.
Or does he?
We don't know. The cliffhanger.
Okay.
That's a cliffhanger.
That's a good one.
Dang, look
yeah.
at his face. But then the whole sea of White Walkers, and their, like, flesh is falling
Army.
apart. And we're like, this is real, people.
Yeah.
Like, Danny's little dragons, they're so cute, but...
You're fighting over the throne.
That whole army?
Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, and we get to, like, see them, you know, close up and, like, you know...
What we're dealing with.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
And that,
Mhm.
and how many of the White Walkers
Yes,
there
because we've
actually
seen
are.
a few here and there.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's very impactful,
Yeah.
that scene. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, everybody, we hope you enjoyed our Fab 5, and we want to hear and see what your best scenes would be. We hope you agree. If you don't, let us know what we forgot. And you know what? We'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.